Well, good morning. All members, if you'll come to the chamber, all members come to the chamber. The hour of convening having arrived, all members will please come to the chamber and take your seats. Mr. Clerk, will you ring the bell? We're going to have the morning roll call. All members present will please vote green to signify their presence in the chamber. Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machines? Have all members voted? All members voted. If so, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machine? Doorkeepers, will you please close the doors and keep them closed? As is our custom, we will begin our day with scripture reading and prayer by the chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. Our chaplain this morning is brought to us by the lady from the 92nd House District, Representative Rhonda Taylor. Representative Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. I am here to introduce to you the prelate of the 6th Episcopal District for the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Bishop Mitchell is a lifelong member of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and he was raised in Jacksonville, Florida, and answered his call to the ministry at the age of 17. He graduated from Wilberforce University in 1982, and he received a Master of Divinity degree right here from Turner Theological Seminary, and he is a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. He was, in September 1992, Bishop Mitchell was chosen to succeed Bishop Robert Webster as pastor of St. Stephen's AME Church in Jacksonville, Florida, where he served faithfully for 24 years before being elected as the 134th consecrated bishop of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Bishop Mitchell is married to Supervisor Cordelia Mitchell, and they have two daughters, Courtney and Channing. And I'm not going to read all of this because it's pretty intense, but I do want to share that on August 28, 2024, at the 52nd quadrennial session of the African Methodist Episcopal Church General Conference, Bishop Mitchell was assigned by the Episcopal Committee to the 6th Episcopal District. Bishop Mitchell and Supervisor Mitchell believe that they have been called to serve this present age. Their ministry is based on the words of Jesus, who declared, "I have not come to be served, but rather to serve." And before I introduce Bishop, I would like to recognize our supervisor, who is Supervisor Cordelia Mitchell. And I wanted to let you know that she is a lifetime member also of the AME Church, and she's a graduate of Spelman College, and she is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. So without further delay, Supervisor, just stand and be recognized. Without further delay, I present to you Bishop Michael Mitchell.
Good to have you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Representative Taylor, and certainly to our Speaker of the House, Representative Burns, and to all of the House committee chairs and all who comprise this chamber of the Georgia House of Representatives. It is with great joy that I'm able to greet you on this day, the day that the good Lord has made. I'm blessed again to be able to have my partner in ministry and marriage, Cordelia Mitchell, with me, along with the entire, or some of the entire constituency of the 6th Episcopal District of the African Methodist Episcopal Church from this across the state of Georgia, representing over 480 churches. I'm grateful for all of the clergy who have joined us today. Mr. Speaker and members of this chamber, as we gather today, have you ever wondered why you are here? Have you ever wondered why your constituency elected you to represent them? Have you ever wondered if you were just elected to be a part of the crowd, or if you were elected to make a positive difference by the decisions that you make? Can I tell you, in the short time that I have, I believe that you were chosen, that you were elected in order to be able to make a positive difference in this world and in the lives of people. There's a familiar story found in Luke chapter 10. Many of us, if not all of us, have read it or heard about it. It's the story of the Good Samaritan. In short order, the story talks about a lawyer who approached Jesus and wanted to know what he needed to do in order that he might be able to inherit eternal life. But Jesus, seeing that this lawyer was intentionally trying to cause conflict, responded, "You are a Pharisee. You know what the law says. What does the law say about inheritance of eternal life?" The lawyer responded, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Jesus said, "Good, you are right. Do that and thou shalt live." But to keep himself from being overshadowed or outdone by this classical answer of Jesus, the lawyer backtracked and said, "Now, Jesus, will you pause long enough to tell me who is my neighbor? What guideline or criteria should I go by or use in order to find out who my neighbor really is?" Jesus began by saying, "A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho." And can I tell you today that the road to Jericho reaches throughout the state of Georgia? The story says that as he went, he fell among thieves. Look at what they did to him. They robbed him, took all of his money, beat him up, stripped him of all of his clothes, and left him in the ditch for dead. Listen to what the story says. As he lay there, there came a member of the Georgia House of Representatives and heard the brother groaning in the ditch, and he passed by on the other side. Then the story says there came by another member of the Georgia House of Representatives, and he also heard the man groaning in the ditch, and he too passed by on the other side. Can I tell you today that the other side is a side that you don't have to worry about being lonely on? That's the side that you can always find somebody. That's the side of no obligation. That's the side of no responsibility. That's the side of no accountability. That's the side that really requires no service. But I'm glad today that the story does not end there. But the story says there came along another member of the Georgia House of Representatives who also saw the man in the ditch. He wasn't concerned about his party affiliation. But this member of the House realized that he was elected to do and went out of his way to help this man who had been robbed, this man who had been stripped, this man who had been wounded by thieves and left for dead on the side of the road. He didn't report it to the Speaker of the House. or any other special committee of the House, but rather he helped himself. He recognized that he was elected and chosen to make a difference. So members of the House, will you make a positive difference in the decisions that you make in this chamber? In all situations, regardless of political ideology, personal preference, or influences from the voices in high places, the plan of humanity set forth by our sovereign God prevails, and we must all seek his guidance in submission. Great leaders throughout history have struggled to remain steadfast in resolve that those called to serve do not exist to be served by those over which they have been charged. Remember, my sisters and my brothers, that you have been chosen to make a difference. Can we stand and pray? Gracious and kind God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the privilege of being able to call upon thy name. Thank you for these representatives who have been elected to make a difference in the lives of people and to be able to serve well. God, I pray that you will cause all of us to never lose sight of who you are and the plan which you have for our lives. I pray that you will bless this house in their endeavors and everything that they do. Those who have asked us to remember them in prayer, touch right now. We pray, God, that you will lift up those who are sick, those who are afflicted today. But most of all, we pray that you will move not just here in the state of Georgia, but throughout this world and allow your will to be done. Hear our prayer, O Lord, and grant us your peace. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Now let us do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty, and justice for all. Amen.
Awesome message.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Hey, you got to come back.
All right.
Thank you, Bishop Mitchell. Thank you for that message. Thank you for your service to our state as well and all the churches you oversee. Thank you so much. Doorkeepers, you can unlock the doors. Members, you can join Bishop Mitchell in the South Ante room and thank him for his service and being with us today, and also have a photo with him. Our doctor of the day has been invited to be here for us by Representative Dr. Karen Mathiak, and Dr. Anna Skold is downstairs in the aid room. So if you need her, call on her. We appreciate her being here. Thank you, Dr. Scold. Representative Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, is recognized. Chairman Hilton.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information and Audits has read the journal the previous day and found it to be correct.
Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? Chair hears none. The reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? Hearing none, the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk, will you read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day?
Representative Administration of the 104th moves following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period. Unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. Reports of standing committees. First reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 342 by Representative Horner III, Ridley the 6th, Ridley the 22nd, McCollum of the 30th, and Bell of the 75th. Bill be titled Act to Amend Article 9 of Chapter 12 of Title 16 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to access to medical cannabis.
Regulated Industries.
House Bill 343 by Representative Sanchez of the 42nd, McLean of the 109th, Jackson the 68th, Berry the 56th, Jones the 60th, and others. Bill be titled Act to Amend Titles 34 and 42 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to labor and industrial relations.
Industry and Labor.
House Bill 344 by Representative Parsons the 44th, McCollum of the 30th, Scoggins the 14th, Thomas the 21st, Powell the 33rd. Bill be titled an Act to Amend Code Section 46, 163 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to the duty of the driver of a vehicle.
Motor Vehicles.
House Bill 345 by Representative Kendrick of the 95th, Roberts of the 52nd, Carter of the 93rd, Miller of the 62nd, Park of the 107th, and others. Bill be titled an Act to Amend Chapter 1 and Title 33 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to general provisions of insurance.
Insurance.
House Bill 346 by Representative Parsons the 44th, Carson of the 46th, Seaball of the 34th, and Barton of the 5th. Bill be titled an Act to Amend Chapter 76 and Title 36 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to expedited franchising.
Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications.
House Bill 347 by Representative Kendrick of the 95th. A bill be titled an act to amend Title 31 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to health.
Public and Community Health.
House Bill 348 by Representative Williamson of the 112th, Lumsden of the 12th, Tarvin of the 2nd, Burchett of the 176th, Hughley of the 141st, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend chapters 14 and 41 of Title 33 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to domestic stock and mutual insurers.
Insurance.
House Bill 349 by Representative Alexander of the 66th, Baker of the 64th, New of the 40th. Bill be titled an act to amend and act creating a Board of Commissioners of Douglas County.
Intergovernmental Coordination.
House Bill 350 by Representative Cameron of the 1st, Crow of the 118th, Camp of the 135th, Mathiak of the 82nd, Washburn of the 144th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Title 19 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to domestic relations.
Public Safety and Homeland Security.
House Bill 351 by Representative Corbett of the 174th, Cannon of the 172nd, Smith of the 70th, Smith of the 138th, and Dickey of the 134th. Bill be titled an act to amend Part 1 of Article 2, Chapter 8 of Title 12 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions regarding solid waste management.
Natural Resources and Environment.
House Bill 352 by Representative Seaball of the 34th, Cooper of the 45th, Mathis of the 133rd, Taylor of the 173rd, Reese of the 140th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 49.4, 159.4 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to coverage for continuous glucose monitors.
Public and Community Health.
House Bill 353 by Representative Seaball of the 34th, Carpenter of the 4th, Stevens of the 164th, Bonner of the 73rd, Westbrook of the 163rd, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 8 of Title 50 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to the Department of Community Affairs.
Creative Arts and Entertainment.
House Bill 354 by Representative Panich of the 51st, Smith of the 18th, Evans of the 57th, Hong of the 103rd, Roberts of the 52nd. Bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 24.5.501 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to certain communication privileges.
Judiciary Non-Civil.
House Bill 355 by Representative Tran of the 80th. Bill be titled an act to amend and act to reincorporate the city of Doraville.
Intergovernmental Coordination.
House Bill 356 by Representative Tran of the 80th. A bill be titled an act to create the City of Doraville Building and Public Facilities Authority.
Intergovernmental Coordination.
House Bill 357 by Representative Franklin of the 160th. A bill be titled an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to imposition rate computation exemptions and credits.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 358 by Representative Smith, the 138th, Huddleston of the 72nd, Buckner of the 137th, and Jenkins of the 136th. Bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 217 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to prohibiting the acquisition of possessory interests.
Judiciary.
House Bill 359 by Representative Kelly of the 16th. Bill be entitled an act to authorize the city of Cedartown, Georgia, to exercise all redevelopment and other powers.
Intergovernmental Coordination.
House Bill 360 by Representative Abstration of the 104th, Stevens of the 164th, Jones of the 25th, Blackman of the 146th, Williamson of the 112th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to income tax imposition rate, computation, and exemptions.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 361 by Representative Ballard of the 147th, Bonner of the 73rd, Clark of the 100th, Rice of the 139th, Reese of the 140th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to income taxes.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 362 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Petrie of the 166th, Franklin of the 160th. The bill be titled an act to provide a homestead exemption from Bryan County School District ad valorem taxes.
Intergovernmental Coordination.
House Bill 363 by Representative Silcox of the 53rd, Reeves of the 99th, Kelly of the 16th, Crow of the 118th, and Panich of the 51st. Bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 16.7.21 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to criminal trespass.
Judiciary Non-Civil.
House Bill 364 by Representative Neal of the 79th. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to income taxes.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 365 by Representative Jaspers of the 11th, McDonald of the 3rd of the 26th, Smith of the 138th, Campbell of the 171st, and Hagan of the 156th. Bill be titled Act to amend Article 2, Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the imposition rate and computation of and exemptions and credits from state income taxes.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 366 by Representative Tran of the 80th, Williams of the 168th, Hitchens of the 161st, Griffin of the 149th, and Reeves of the 99th. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 4, Title 1 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to holidays and observances.
Special Rules.
House Bill 367 by Representative Holly of the 116th, Gilliard of the 162nd, Bazemore of the 69th, Clark of the 108th, Jackson of the 68th. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 12 of Title 50 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to commissions and other agencies.
State Planning and Community Affairs.
House Bill 368 by Representative Sharper of the 177th, Hitchens of the 161st, Lumsden of the 12th, Neal of the 79th, Cummings of the 39th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 1 of Chapter 1 of Title 40 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions relative to identification and regulation.
Motor Vehicles.
House Bill 369 by Representative Sharper of the 177th, Hitchens of the 161st, LaHood of the 175th, Baker of the 64th, Cummings of the 39th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Part 1 of Article 1 of Chapter 8 of Title 40 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions relative to equipment of motor vehicles.
Motor Vehicles.
House Bill 370 by Representative Gaines of the 120th, Jones of the 47th, Williamson of the 112th, Abstration of the 104th, Kelly the 16th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 48.5.34 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to ad valorem property tax bill form.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 371 by Representative Corbett of the 174th, Townsend of the 179th, Green of the 154th, Dubnik of the 29th, and Irwin of the 32nd. Bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 22.260 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to capital outlay funds.
Education.
House Bill 372 by Representative Ballard of the 147th, Irwin of the 32nd, Blackman of the 146th, Persinger of the 119th, and Townsend of the 179th. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 7, Chapter 3, Title 47 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to retirement allowances.
Retirement.
House Bill 373 by Representative Glaze, the 67th, Newton, the 127th, Cooper, the 45th, Mitchell, the 88th, Paris, the 142nd, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 1 of Chapter 24, Title 33 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions regarding insurance.
Insurance.
House Bill 374 by Representative Moptan of the 17th, Cannon of the 172nd, Gull of the 19th, Earhart of the 36th, and Ballard of the 147th. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 74, Title 36 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to local enforcement boards.
Governmental Affairs.
House Bill 375 by Representative Smith of the 18th, Tarvin of the 2nd, Powell of the 33rd, Moptahan of the 17th, Gunner of the 8th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the imposition rate, computation, exemptions, and credits for state income tax.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 376 by Representative Hilton of the 48th, Saints of the 180th, Hagan of the 156th, Stevens of the 164th, Buckner of the 137th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the imposition rate, computation, exemptions, and credits for state income tax.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 377 by Representative Leverett of the 123rd, Burchett of the 176th, Bonner of the 73rd, Wade of the 9th, Fry of the 122nd, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Subpart 1 of Part 4 of Article 2 of Chapter 2 of Title 8 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions for the manufacture of mobile homes.
Banks and Banking.
House Bill 378 by Representative Moptown of the 17th, Gunner of the 8th, Reeves of the 99th, Abstration of the 104th, Smith of the 18th. Bill be titled Act to amend Article 3 of Chapter 7 of Title 15 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to practice and procedure.
Judiciary.
House Bill 379 by Representative Moptahan of the 17th, Gunner of the 8th, Reeves of the 99th. Bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 15.19.14 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to liens for services rendered.
Judiciary.
House Resolution 208 by Representative Schofield of the 63rd, McLean of the 109th, Scott of the 76th, Sanchez of the 42nd, and Cannon of the 58th. A resolution urging the General Assembly to prohibit the use of racially derogatory, discriminatory school mascots.
Special rules.
House Resolution 209 by Representative Schofield of the 63rd, McLean of the 109th, Scott of the 76th, Jones of the 60th, and Glaze of the 67th. A resolution urging the Georgia General Assembly to pass LC 460977.
Industry and labor.
Senate Bill 6 by Senators Kirkpatrick of the 32nd, Strickland of the 42nd, Robertson of the 29th, Jackson of the 41st, Brass of the 6th, and others. The bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 26.3.22 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to other laws unaffected by the Georgia Drug and Cosmetic Act.
Health.
Senate Bill 8 by Senator Kirkpatrick of the 32nd, Strickland of the 42nd, Hatchett of the 50th, Jackson of the 41st, Brass of the 6th, and others. Bill be titled Act to amend Title 15 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to courts.
Judiciary juvenile.
Senate Bill 23 by Senator Albers of the 56th, Brass of the 6th, Robertson of the 29th, Hatchett of the 50th, Still of the 48th, and others. Bill be titled Act to amend Article 7 of Chapter 20 of Title 47 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated, the Public Retirement Systems Investment Authority Law.
Retirement.
Senate Bill 35 by Senators Walker to the 20th, Harbin of the 16th, Cowser to the 46th, Robertson to the 29th, Albers to the 56th. Bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 33.24.46 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to cancellation or non-renewal of certain property insurance policies.
Insurance.
That completes first readers.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 306 by Representative Miller of the 62nd, Willis of the 55th, Crawford of the 89th, McLean of the 109th, Holcomb of the 101st, and others. A bill relating to labor and industrial relations. House Bill 307 by Representative Ballard of the 147th, Irwin of the 32nd, Jones of the 47th, Dubnick of the 29th, Corbett of the 174th, and others. A bill relating to educational programs under the Quality Basic Education Act. House Bill 308 by Representative Clifton of the 131st, Wiedauer of the 121st, Rhodes of the 124th, Corbett of the 174th, Dickey of the 134th, and others. A bill relating to motor vehicles and traffic. House Bill 309 by Representative Clifton of the 131st, Gaines of the 120th, Wiedauer of the 121st, Gunter of the 8th, Crow of the 118th. A bill relating to county police. House Bill 310 by Representative Alalier of the 59th, Hughley of the 141st, Ballard of the 147th, Barnes of the 86th, Hagan of the 156th, and others. A bill relating to grants for educational programs. House Bill 311 by Representative Schofield of the 63rd, McLean of the 109th, Scott of the 76th, and Davis of the 87th. A bill relating to prohibition of age discrimination in employment. House Bill 312 by Representative Schofield of the 63rd, Scott of the 76th, McLean of the 109th, Davis of the 87th. A bill relating to employment security benefits. House Bill 313 by Representative Donahue of the 31st, Byrd of the 20th, Cahan of the 81st, Harbin of the 2nd, Cameron of the 1st, and others. A bill relating to American history recognition and significant documents. House Bill 314 by Representative LaHood of the 175th, Powell of the 33rd, Jaspers of the 11th, Cannon of the 172nd, Sharper of the 177th. A bill relating to athletic trainers. House Bill 315 by Representative Reeves of the 99th, Gaines of the 120th, Clark of the 100th, Donachucci of the 105th, Reese of the 140th, and others. A bill relating to definitions relative to crimes and offenses. House Bill 316 by Representative Park of the 107th, Jackson of the 128th, Herring of the 145th, Griffin of the 149th, Stinson of the 150th. A bill relating to income taxes. House Bill 317 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Smith of the 70th, Green of the 154th, Williams of the 116th, Jackson of the 128th. A bill relating to local government. House Bill 318 by Representative Reeves of the 99th, Roberts of the 52nd, Leverett of the 123rd, Donachucci of the 105th, Okoye of the 102nd, and others. A bill relating to appellate practice. House Bill 319 by Representatives Clark of the 100th, Gaines of the 120th, Sains of the 180th, Jaspers of the 11th, Petrie of the 166th, and others. A bill relating to offenses involving illegal aliens. House Bill 320 by Representative Kelly of the 16th, Dickey of the 134th, Parsons of the 44th, Camp of the 135th, Cannon of the 172nd, and others. A bill relating to general provisions relative to solid waste management. House Bill 321 by Representative Hawley of the 116th, McLean of the 109th, Davis of the 87th, Berry of the 56th, Fry of the 122nd, and others. A bill relating to amount of minimum wage to be paid by employers. House Bill 322 by Representative Hawkins of the 27th, Stevens of the 164th, Dempsey of the 13th, Hatchett of the 155th, Gamble of the 15th, and others. A bill relating to dentists, dental hygienists, dental assistants. House Bill 323 by Representative Mathiak of the 82nd, Hawkins of the 27th, Newton of the 127th, Dempsey of the 13th, Cooper of the 45th, and others. A bill relating to Medicare supplement insurance. House Bill 324 by Representative Martinez of the 111th, Hilton of the 48th, Rice of the 139th, Donatucci of the 105th, Chastain of the 7th, and others. A bill relating to primaries and elections. House Bill 325 by Representative Martinez of the 111th, Bonner of the 73rd, Reeves of the 99th, Clark of the 100th, Leverett of the 123rd. A bill relating to the Protective Order Registry. House Bill 326 by Representative Owl of the 50th, Stevens of the 164th, Cooper of the 45th, Oliver of the 84th, Hawkins of the 27th. A bill relating to state employees' health insurance and benefit plans. House Bill 327 by Representative Leverett of the 123rd, Abstration of the 104th, Gunter of the 8th, Reeves of the 99th, Oliver of the 84th, and others. A bill relating to financial institutions. House Bill 328 by Representative Carpenter of the 4th, Hilton of the 48th, Carson of the 46th, Ridley of the 6th, Gaines of the 120th, and others. A bill relating to income tax imposition rate, computation, exemptions, and credits. House Bill 329 by Representative Hilton of the 48th, Silcox of the 53rd, Hawkins of the 27th, Cooper of the 45th, Franklin of the 160th, and others. A bill relating to medical practice. House Bill 330 by Representative Cannon of the 172nd, Gaines of the 120th, Widower of the 121st, Crow of the 118th, Lumsden of the 12th. A bill relating to imposition rate, computation, exemptions, and credits for income tax. House Bill 331 by Representative Camp of the 135th, Hagan of the 156th, Gullett of the 19th, Cameron of the 1st, New of the 40th, and others. A bill relating to general provisions regarding animal protection. House Bill 332 by Representative Herring of the 145th, Fry of the 122nd, Bell of the 75th, Gilliard of the 162nd, Flournoy of the 74th, and others. A bill relating to therapy services for children with disabilities. House Bill 333 by Representative Herring of the 145th, Lallier of the 59th, Campbell of the 35th, Wilkerson of the 38th, Bennett of the 94th, and others. A bill relating to salary schedules for professionals in elementary and secondary education. House Bill 334 by Representative Crawford of the 89th, Oliver of the 84th, Owl of the 50th, Willis of the 55th, Westbrook of the 163rd, and others. A bill relating to medical assistance generally. House Bill 335 by Representative Crawford of the 89th, Cox of the 28th, McLean of the 109th, Willis of the 55th, Douglas of the 78th. A bill to amend Equality Basic Education Act. House Bill 336 by Representative Crawford of the 89th, Bennett of the 94th, Howard of the 129th, Owl of the 50th, Willis of the 55th, and others. A bill relating to student health in elementary and secondary education. House Bill 337 by Representative Carson of the 46th, Hitchens of the 161st, Powell of the 33rd, Lumsden of the 12th, Montana of the 17th, and others. A bill relating to the Employees Retirement System of Georgia. House Bill 338 by Representative Carson of the 46th, Hitchens of the 161st, Powell of the 33rd, Lumsden of the 12th, Montana of the 17th, and others. A bill relating to the State Employees Retirement System of Georgia. House Bill 339 by Representative Leverett of the 123rd, Abstration of the 104th, Williamson of the 112th, Gaines of the 120th, Gunter of the 8th, and others. A bill relating to motor carriers. House Bill 340 by Representative Hilton of the 48th, Jones of the 47th, Gaines of the 120th, Rice of the 139th, Barrett of the 24th, and others. A bill relating to elementary and secondary education. House Bill 341 by Representative Newton of the 127th, Williamson of the 112th, Lumsden of the 12th, Kelly of the 16th, Taylor of the 173rd, and others. A bill relating to imposition rate, computation, exemption, and credits for income tax. House Resolution 190 by Representative Miller of the 62nd, Willis of the 55th, Crawford of the 89th, Wilkerson of the 38th, Cannon of the 58th, and others. A resolution creating the House Study Committee on Minority Business Enterprise, Women-Owned Business, and Veteran-Owned Business and State Contracting. House Resolution 191 by Representative Lallier of the 59th, Fry of the 122nd, Widower of the 121st, Prince of the 132nd, Washburn of the 144th. Resolution creating the House Study Committee on use of local fees to support affordable housing. House Resolution 192 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Smith of the 70th, Green of the 154th, Williams of the 168th, Jackson of the 128th. The resolution proposing amendment to the Constitution to authorize the General Assembly to provide by law for the creation and comprehensive regulation of community development districts. House Resolution 206 by Representative Oliver of the 84th, Bennett of the 94th, Lupton of the 83rd, Taylor of the 92nd, Trenner of the 85th, and others. A resolution creating the United States military veterans and dedicating a highway in their honor. House Resolution 207 by Representative Bell of the 75th, Huddleston of the 72nd, Oliver of the 84th, Willis of the 55th, and Bonner of the 73rd. Resolution creating the House Study Committee on Eradication of Homelessness. Senate Bill 1 by Senator Dolezal of the 27th, Kennedy of the 18th, Gooch of the 51st, Beach of the 21st, Robertson of the 29th, and others. A bill relating to education. Through second readers.
Reports of standing committees, the clerk will read.
Representative Irwin of the 32nd District, Chairman of the Committee on Education, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Education has had under its consideration the following bills of the House and instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 105 do pass. House Bill 192 do pass. House Bill 81 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Chris Irwin of the 32nd District, Chairman. Representative Hawkins of the 27th District, Chairman of the Committee on Health, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Health has had under its consideration the following bills of the House. It's instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 196 do pass by substitute. House Bill 197 do pass. House Bill 218 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Hawkins of the 27th District, Chairman. Representative Alan Powell of the 33rd District, Chairman of the Committee on Regulated Industries, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Regulated Industries has had under its consideration the following bills of the House and instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 34 do pass by committee substitute. House Bill 74 do pass. House Bill 148 do pass. House Bill 185 do pass. House Bill 187 do pass by committee substitute. House Bill 232 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Alan Powell of 33rd District, Chairman. That completes the reading of the reports of standing committees.
Members will please take your seats. Members, please take your seats. We're going to move on to morning orders. Members, take your seats. We have a whole slew of morning orders. You have 1 minute. 1 minute. Hey, everybody has a morning order. Did y'all hear that? You're going to have 1 minute if you're done or not. We have a lot to do today. So we're going to call on Representative Bazemore. Representative Bazemore, you're ready for a morning order. And Representative Carter, you're on deck. And Chairman Gunther, you're on deck after that. Representative Bazemore and friends, give the lady in the well your attention, please. Suspend just for a minute. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This morning, I want to acknowledge the Georgia Federation of Democratic Women who are up in the gallery. This is the official Georgia chapter of the National Federation of Democratic Women. Founded in 1971, the NFDW is the Democratic National Committee's official women's organization and receives 1 seat on the Democratic National Committee's Executive Committee and 3 seats on the DNC. Likewise, the GFDW holds 1 seat on the Democratic Party of Georgia's Executive Committee. Many of Georgia's counties and/or congressional districts have chapters under the GFDC, all of which are dedicated to promoting the Democratic Party and encouraging greater participation of women in the political process. And I just want to say thank you so much, especially to my representative up there, Chandra Wright from Fayetteville. Everybody, please clap for, acknowledge, stand, and we are done because I have the red light. Henry County Chair is here, and others. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Welcome to the House. We're glad to have y'all. Representative Carter, there she is. Representative Doreen Carter is recognized for a morning order.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today, we have the phenomenal, amazing seniors from East DeKalb here with us today from the city of Lithonia. If you all would stand up and be recognized. Yes. All the seniors, we're proud to be seniors. Yes, we're proud to be seniors. And we also have Leadership Rockdale here today, but I think they took them to the Senate, but we want to welcome Leadership Rockdale as well. Thank you.
Chairman Gunther, there he is. Representative Stan Gunther is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would like to introduce y'all to the Leadership Union. This is from the local Chamber of Commerce. I believe they're all sitting over here. If y'all would please stand so everybody can see you. Thank you. And also in the gallery up there, I have the FFA group from Union County and also from White County. So if I could get all of y'all to stand up. Thank y'all for coming.
Chairman Green, Dean of the House, recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the balcony, ladies and gentlemen, you will see that there are a lot of green scarves, and those individuals are, as Al Williams said, as Representative Al Williams said, they are the best people. Yeah. They're not the old people. They are the best, because I'm right there with you. And we welcome you to your state capitol. Please stand and let's give these wonderful people who have come to the Capitol today a standing ovation here. Thank y'all so much. Y'all stand up there, and thank y'all so much.
All the way back there, too. Oh, yeah, I'll stand with you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Representative Huddleston and the Carroll County delegation. Boy, I didn't know you had a delegation. Oh, yeah, you do. I forgot about these guys. Y'all do a great job there representing Carroll County. There you go. Oh, wow, the delegation gets better all the time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, we'd like to welcome the Murphy Fellows of University of West Georgia, our participants in the Thomas B. Murphy Fellowships Program, which is part of the Leadership UWG initiative. This program is designed for second and third year students who want to develop their leadership skills and engage with campus, community, and state leadership. It emphasizes on civic engagement, integrity, through interactive discussions, workshops, meetings with professionals around the state. If you would, please stand where we can welcome the Murphy Fellows. Y'all give them a hand. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Crawford. Yeah, where's Representative Crawford? I saw him a minute ago. Here he comes. Representative Monty Crawford's recognized for a morning order. Boy, you guys are doing good on the time. Are y'all trying to run the clock on him by blocking him from coming down? There he is. Come on, Representative Crawford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Friends, I'm wearing my fancy jacket today because today is Omega Day at the Capitol. Omega Psi Phi was founded on November 17th, 1911, on Howard University's campus, making it the first international fraternal organization to be founded on a historically black college or university's campus. We have approximately 250,000 members worldwide, but there are two that I would like to recognize that are sitting in our State House. We have Brother Alonzo Bennett, who was inducted into our fraternity's Hall of Fame, as well as Brother Keaton Robinson, who is the highest ranking undergraduate member in the state of our fraternity. Please welcome him to the State House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, I yield the well.
Chairman Bonner, are your people here? Gentlemen, will pause just for a minute. Suspend, Mr. Chairman, hold just for a second. If you'll give the gentleman in the well your attention, we have some guests here. And we have some friends here that are going to join him in the well. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just here with Representative Jackson, we want to welcome the Fayette County Chamber of Commerce here to the Capitol today, along with Fayette leadership. They're roaming the halls today, learning how government here at the state capitol works, but we just want to welcome them to the chamber. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative Jackson and Representative Bonner. Whip Park, recognized for a morning order. Give the gentleman your attention, please. Whip Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. I rise today to recognize an extraordinary individual who has dedicated her life to educating children, Principal Denise Scholl of Hull Middle School. Her leadership helped her school earn the 2024 National Blue Ribbon School Award. Principal Scholl is a remarkable educator whose career spans 38 years of tireless service and unwavering commitment to students, families, and the broader community. From championing innovative teaching methods to fostering inclusive learning environments for a diverse student body, Principal Scholl's contributions have left an indelible mark on the Gwinnett County public school system. So this morning, please join me in recognizing Principal Denise Scholl for a lifetime of excellent service to educating and lifting up the next generation. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.
Thank you for your work and welcome to the People's House. We appreciate you being here and thanks for that recognition. Representative Holly and friends.
Thank you,
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Should the members of the Henry County Legislative Delegation join me? Thank you, Georgia. Today, we would like to be able to wish a very welcome honor to Leadership Henry, who is joining us in the gallery, as well as our members of the Henry County Chamber of Commerce. But we are so glad to have in our presence the chairwoman of Henry County, Ms. Carlotta Harrell, joining her, Commissioner Neat Robinson. Will you all please give them the love that Henry County gives back to you? Can we rise and give them some hands, clap of praise? Thank you for all you do. We give the will.
Thank you. Welcome to the People's House. Representative Jacqueline Ford is recognized for a morning order. Representative Ford, give the lady in the well the attention, please. She has some very important guests in our gallery.
Thank you, Speaker and members. Today, I'd like to welcome Ms. Lee Johnson and the Berrien FCCLA group, which includes my daughter from Berrien High, to the People's House. Thank you.
Berrien High, welcome. That's a long ways from down in that part of Georgia to here, so thanks for making the trip. Representative Donna Tucci. Rep Donna Tucci, there she is. And she has friends too, I think. The lady's recognized, and your friends are also recognized. Y'all give her some support.
Good morning. Today, February 11th, 2025, we recognize at the Capitol as Sex Trafficking Awareness Day. Sex trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery where people profit from the control and exploitation of others in a horrific crime perpetuated against women and children. Please, if you would, stand to recognize Brooke Ruffin with Street Grace, as well as the amazing people that are working for this cause. Are you up there?
Thank you for being here. You're making a difference. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, Representative. Chairman Blackman, Representative Ballard, and Chairman Williams. Noel Williams, that is, Representative Noel Williams, recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Fellow members, would you please help us welcome to the People's House an outstanding group of young leaders with the Perry Area Chamber of Commerce. Would y'all stand and let us welcome you to the People's House this morning? Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Representative Anderson and Gunther. This is a power pack team here. Gentlemen's recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, we'd like to recognize this morning the Forward Rabun Youth Leadership Group. This is junior high school students from Rabun County High School, Rabun Gap Nakuchi School, and Tallulah Falls School. They're in the gallery. If you'll stand, we'd love to recognize you. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome. Glad to have y'all. Representative New, are you ready? There she is. She's ready. Folks, just give the lady in the well the attention, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. We have some special guests here today. We have the Georgia Farm Bureau President from Douglas County, Joey Rainwater. He's standing up there in the back. His wife, Lisa, is the women's co-chairman of the committee. His children, Jackie, Joseph, and Jenna. Tommy and Laura Hester are here. Lisa Harnell are here, and Cam Floyd is here. Join me in welcoming them to the People's House. Ooh, I killed the well.
Don't damage your equipment. Welcome to the People's House. Thank you, Representative New. We appreciate it. Let's see, Representative Carter, you wanted to come back and make sure, is that right? And Representative Taylor and Representative Moore.
Thank you, Mr.
The ladies,
Speaker.
y'all have the well. Give them your attention, please.
Yes, so Rep. Taylor, Rep. Moore, and myself, the three of us represent Rockdale County, and today we have Leadership Rockdale. If you all would stand so that we could acknowledge you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Representative. Thanks for being here. We appreciate y'all's patience, and you make an effort to be here. Thanks a lot for what you do. Members, we have a former member of this House on the floor, a dear old friend, or dear friend, how about not old? Former Representative Chuck Williams. Chuck, good to see you, man. Y'all just give him a hand, y'all. Representative Chuck Williams over in Watkinsville. Knows a little bit about tree farming too. Absolutely. Good to have you, Chuck. All right, members, we have a couple of invite resolutions I want you to pay attention to. Members will return to their seats, please. Doorkeepers, if you'll close those doors. Two invite resolutions that are extremely important to our state and our well-being as a state and to we all as individuals. Mr. Clerk, will you read a resolution? I think it's House Resolution 79.
House Resolution 79 by Representative Dickey, the 134th, Corbett of the 174th, Lever to the 123rd, Ford of the 170th, Howard of the 71st, and others. A resolution recognizing February 11th, 2025 as Georgia Farm Bureau Federation Day at the state capitol.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We will now recognize the chairman of our Agriculture and Consumer Affairs Committee, who's going to, part of what he's going to do is introduce a former chairman of that committee who's moved on to greener pastures. Chairman Dickey, if you will.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. It gives me great pleasure this morning to introduce members of Georgia Farm Bureau here at Georgia Farm Bureau Day, a wonderful organization in each of your districts throughout our state, and they represent agriculture and agribusiness all over this state in such a great way, and they are led, as the speaker said, by a former longtime member of this chamber, Tom McCall, as president of Georgia Farm Bureau, and I'm going to turn this mic over to Tom.
Thank you, Chairman Dickey, and thank you, Speaker, for letting a has-been come back and talk to y'all. But mostly thank you to each and every one of y'all for what you do for the largest industry in this state and protecting agriculture the way y'all do. Today, my first Vice President, Mr. Daniel Johnson, is also South Georgia Vice President, and Ralph Caldwell is your Middle Georgia Vice President from over in Heard County. We have about 230,000 member families statewide. That rolls into, if y'all counting votes, probably 5,600,000 votes that worry about agriculture. So we appreciate y'all recognizing that fact. And we have an office in 158 counties. So if you ever need anything, that's somebody you can talk to about agriculture. Now, I said when I left, when it comes to ag, remember WWTD, that's what would Tom do? Now kind of do a WWRD when it comes to ag stuff for Chairman Dickey. But thank y'all very much. A lot of folks ask me, do I miss this place? I say I miss my friends. After walking through all of that out yonder in the hall, again, I miss my friends. Thank y'all very much. Lunch at the depot, if y'all break, we wish you would come and eat because y'all have constituents down there. We appreciate everything y'all do, and personally, we appreciate it. Thank you, boss. Great time.
Tom McCall and all the members of Farm Bureau all across this state, when rural Georgia, cities and small communities and farms and families were at the lowest point of the devastation from the storms that we've experienced this year, a lot of people have stood up. But I know of no other group who's been there for their neighbors, whether they're members or not, than the members and the people of Farm Bureau. And we're so proud to have Georgia Farm Bureau Day here today. And Mr. Chairman, Chairman Dickey, thank you for bringing this invite. And members, thank you for embracing all of these folks that make such a difference in our state and our quality of life, our agricultural community, but especially great advocates like Farm Bureau. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President. We appreciate you, and all of our South Georgia and North Georgia presidents. Thank you for what y'all are doing. Thank you, members. Representative Parrish's district is home to the home office of Georgia Farm Bureau, so we appreciate your welcoming all of them there. So another group that is so important to our state and our well-being in so many different ways are the tree farmers in Georgia. And they've been through some tough days as well. And I want to thank Chairman Hatchett, Governor Kemp, and the Senate and this House for supporting some relief and some help for our tree farmers, our forestry industry in our state. So important to us. So with that, I'm going to let Chairman Parrish come speak, but first we're going to ask the clerk if he'll read the caption to House Resolution 217.
House Resolution 217 by Representative Parrish of the 158th Burns, the 159th Dickey, the 134th Corbett, the 174th Burchetta, the 176th, and others. A resolution congratulating the H.G. Yeomans III Family Trust, the 2024 Georgia Tree Farmer of the Year.
Boy, that's awesome. Mr. Chairman, Chairman Parrish, if you'll come speak to the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's great to be here. We honor our ag community all across the state, Farm Bureau, and what a tough act to follow with Tom McCall up here. But we want to now recognize the Tree Farmer of the Year. Russ Yeomans is here. His family, the H.G. Yeomans family, has been in the timber business for many, many years. And down in our area, there's a lot of pine trees around, but there's not nearly as many as there were several weeks ago because of the storm that we had.
Suspend for a minute. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. But it's quite appropriate that we honor our tree farmers today because that's agriculture in our area and it's a big part of this state. And I want to thank this House for the speedy way that we have handled the budget, Mr. Chairman, on this side to try to send it over to the other side so we could get some relief for these folks back home who need it. We have as our guest today Russ Yeomans, representing the Yeomans Family Trust that was Tree Farmer of the Year. And it's great to have Russ up here. And so Russ, come over and say a word.
I too am grateful to the House for getting the bill through. We are so thankful to you all for what you do and just glad to be a part of Georgia Forestry, #1 forestry state in the nation.
Russ. Russ, thank you personally to you and your family and your dad. What a fine man Mr. H.G. was, and to your mom for carrying on that tradition. But, you know, we all work hard here. It's about our future. These guys are putting investments in the ground for all of our benefit, not just from timber harvesting, but for environmental purposes. That requires 15 to 20, 30, 40 years of investment and care. It's about our future. It's about the future of Georgia as we sustain that future. So thank you, members, for supporting forestry and supporting and being embrace our tree farmers in Georgia. Thank you, members. I appreciate your attention. Thanks, members. I appreciate y'all's attention. Guess what? Y'all notice on your desk we have a rules calendar today. Wow. Boy, Chairman Parrish has hit the ground running, hasn't he, Mr. Whip? Got to get back in the swing of this thing. I kind of forgot what to do. It's been a while. At least 24 hours. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Bill 61? House Bill 61.
House Bill 61 by Representative Seaball, the 34th, and others being entitled an act to amend Code Section 42-151 of the Official Code of Georgia, annotated relating to annual license fees for operation of vehicles, fee for permanent licensing of certain trailers, and fee for new passenger cars with paid title ad valorem taxes. This bill having referred to the Committee on Motor Vehicles, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Is this deja vu? I thought we took care of this issue last year. You gonna remind me what happened when you get in the well? And remind the rest of them too. Representative Seabaugh is recognized to present House Bill 61.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to present House Bill 61. This bill passed this House last year with unanimous consent, and it died an untimely death over in the Senate. House Bill 61 authorizes the Department of Motor Vehicles to make two separate license plates, one to be issued to an ambulance vehicle and one to be issued to a funeral coach, also known as a hearse. Currently, both vehicles display the same plate with the words hearse/ambulance. I think we have a photograph for that. As you know, these are two very distinct vehicles with very different destinations. And I'm asking for your favorable consideration to separate the two classifications. It has been approved by unanimous consent by the Funeral Home Directors Caucus and the Georgia Association of EMS. Mr. Speaker, I'll stand for questions.
Surprising, you have one, and I won't let you guess where it comes from, but are you ready back there? Representative Stinson is recognized for a question.
Will the gentleman yield?
To the Strawberry Queen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Isn't it not true that I just want to make sure that the new members of this House of Representatives know that I am the chair of the Funeral Home Caucus? And is it not further true that I want the new members to know that I am the Strawberry Queen of this Georgia's House of Representatives? And is it not further true that I want all members of this House of Representatives to know that I really appreciate your love and support as I'm on this health journey, because I know this is only temporary, because I know I have the love and support of all of you in this House of Representatives.
Just to clarify, Representative, does that mean you're going to vote for this bill? We'll see in just a minute. Gentleman has no further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Representative Stinson, we are all praying for you, for your recovery, and just know that you, your family, your friends, and loved ones are all in our prayers, and we wish you well. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the will.
Gentleman's yielded the will, and he's right. She is the best. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? Chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee which was favorable to the passage of the bill? Chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? Have all members voted? Yeah, y'all help him out there. All members voted. If so, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machine? On the passage of House Bill 61, the yeas are 165, the nays are 0. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Let's see if we can get it through the other side now. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Bill 114-114?
House Bill 114 by Representative McDonald of the 26th and others to be entitled an act to amend Code Section 40(1)(8) of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to safe operations of motor carriers, commercial motor vehicles, and drivers and safe transportation of hazardous materials. This bill having referred to the Committee on Motor Vehicles, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
So this is not deja vu. This is just keeping up with the times. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking. Chair recognizes Representative Lauren McDonald to present the bill. Representative McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House, this is House Bill 114. It's that bill that everybody looks forward to every year. It is the annual update of the federal guidelines that are given to our state to follow for safe movement of our commercial vehicles up and down our interstate highways. We're changing the date from 2024 to 2025. I yield for any questions, Mr. Speaker. I yield the will, Mr. Speaker.
You have no questions. Good job. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair here has done. The question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair here has done. The chair here has done. So shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? Have all members voted? All members voted. If so, the clerk will lock the machine. On the passage of the bill, the yea of House Bill 114, the yeas are 165, the nays are 0. The bill having received the requisite constitutional majority is therefore passed. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Resolution 97?
House Resolution 97 by Representative Green of the 154th and others, a resolution authorizing the conveyance of certain state-owned property located in various counties of the state. This bill having referred to the Committee on State Properties, that committee recommends that this resolution be adopted.
The Dean of this House, Representative Gerald Green, is recognized to present House Resolution 97. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate that very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, this is our annual resolution authorizing the state of Georgia working through the State Properties Commission to convey or lease certain state-owned properties. And if you'll notice in your bill there, they are listed from Bryan County, Cherokee County, Clark, Colquitt County, Effingham County, Fulton, Glenn, Habersham. They have 3. Hall County has 2. Henry County, Miller County, Sumter County, and Tattnall County. And, Mr. Speaker, this is something that we do annually, and to the new ones that are here, this is just a synopsis of the conveyances. And we have notified each one of the members that are affected by this particular the conveyances here. And that's all we're doing here. I would appreciate your favorable consideration on House Resolution 97. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I'll yield the will.
The gentleman's yielded the well, but he had no questions in addition to that. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? Chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the adoption of the resolution? Hearing none, the report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this resolution now be adopted? All in favor of the adoption of the resolution will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? Have all members voted? All members voted. If so, the clerk will lock the machine. On the adoption of House Resolution 97, the yeas are 166. The nays are 0. Strong showing, Mr. Chairman. The resolution having received a requisite constitutional majority is therefore adopted. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Resolution 98?
House Resolution 98 by Representative Green and the 154th and others, a resolution authorizing the granting of non-exclusive easements for the construction, installation, operation, and maintenance of facilities, utilities, roads, and ingresses and egresses over various counties and roads in the state of Georgia.
Chairman Green is recognized to present the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the Rules Committee for going ahead and pushing these two resolutions on out and getting them over to the Senate. I understand that the Senate will send it back with some that they have to have, or that they are preparing over there. They just didn't get in time here with us. This is the House Resolution 98, authorizes the state of Georgia acting through our State Properties Commission to grant easements over certain state-owned properties, and they are listed in your bill there in or resolution, House Resolution 98. And all the members that are affected have been notified about the easements there. Mr. Speaker, if there are no questions, I'll yield the well and ask for your favorable support of House Resolution 98.
Gentleman has no questions. Did you yield the well? I guess you must have. You're leaving. Was this your first bill or resolution? Just checking. Actually, it's your second bill this year. You're a pretty busy man. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? Hearing none, the previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the adoption of the resolution? Hearing none, the report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this resolution now be adopted? All in favor of the adoption of the resolution will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? What we got now?
Resolutions, afternoon orders, and then I've got some motions for those withdrawing as well.
Have all members voted? All members voted. All members have voted. If so, the clerk will lock the machine. On the adoption of House Resolution 98, the yeas are 166 and nays are 0. The resolution, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore adopted. That completes our rules calendar. Thank you, members, for your attention. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to a group? Are you ready? Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions?
Honoring the life and memory of Joseph Gavalis. Honoring the life and memory of Nellie Dunaway Duke. Recognizing, commending Colonel retired Christopher Jenkins on the occasion of his military retirement. Recognizing March 2025 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Commending the Georgia Association of Realtors and recognizing February 18, 2025 as Realtor Day at the Dome. Recognizing and commending Linda Henderson on her outstanding public service. Recognizing February 18, 2025 as Clark Atlanta University Day at the State Capitol. Recognizing February 12, 2025 as After School Day at the State Capitol. Recognizing and commending Hickory Log upon its occasion of its 55th anniversary. Recognizing and commending Linda Ford Kellogg on her outstanding public service. Recognizing and commending John Suttles. Congratulating and commending Melanie Tidmore, Miss Cobb County's Teens 2025. Commending the 116th Founders Day of the NAACP. Commending the City of Savannah and Mayor Van R. Johnson on the Mayor of the MOVE, Healthy Savannah Kids Club. Recognizing and commending Edgar Land, the 2024 Citizen of the Year. Recognizing and commending February 20th, 2025 is Alpha Day at the State Capitol, commending the benefits of contributions of purebred dogs, and recognizing May 1st, 2025 as Purebred Dog Day at the State Capitol, recognizing February 3 through 9, 2025 as Future Business Leaders of America Week at the State Capitol. Congratulating and commending Elia Phillips, Miss Cobb County 2025, recognizing and commending the Georgia Institute of Technology and its partners. Congratulating the East Forsyth High School esports team for winning the 2024-2025 3A 4A Super Smash Brothers Ultimate State Championship. Congratulating the Forsyth Central High School engine team for winning the 2024 Hot Rodders of Tomorrow Engine Challenge. Recognizing and commending Splash Festivals. And for other purposes, that completes the reading of the privilege resolutions.
Is there any objection to adopting the privilege resolutions? Hearing none, the resolutions are adopted. We'll move on to afternoon orders in the morning, so we'll call, let's see, Representative McQueen. Then Representative Martinez is on deck. Representative McQueen, then Representative Martinez, and Representative Chaz Cannon, and Representative Schofield. Representative McQueen. Give the lady in the well your attention, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, as educators, I'm used to having a captive audience, so hello, everyone. All right, so today I have the honor of highlighting the legacy of a trailblazing actress, dancer, and advocate who challenged racial stereotypes in Hollywood and beyond. Someone who, as a child, was the first person I learned shared my last name but wasn't a relative. And 6-year-old me was confused. Is this stranger danger? Is this auntie? Born in 1911 in Tampa, Florida, Thelma Butterfly McQueen was raised in Augusta, Georgia, where she attended public school before graduating from high school in Long Island, New York. She initially pursued dance, studying under legendary figures like Katherine Dunham, Jeffrey Holder, and Janet Collins. She performed with the Venezuela Jones Negro Youth Group, and her signature butterfly nickname came not from her graceful arm movements, but from her role in the Butterfly Ballet in a 1935 production of A Midsummer's Night's Dream. McQueen made her stage debut in Brown Sugar, directed by George Abbott, and soon transitioned into film. In 1939, she played Lulu, a shop girl's assistant in The Women, before landing her most famous role as Prissy in Gone with the Wind. Despite the film's success, she grew frustrated with the industry's limited and often demeaning roles, once saying, "I didn't mind being funny, but I didn't like being stupid." Over the years, she continued acting in films such as Flame of Barbary Coast and Mildred Pierce, and was a regular on the radio and TV versions of Beulah from 1947 to 1952. Beyond Hollywood, McQueen lived a life of resilience and independence. She pursued education, earning a degree in political science from City College of New York in her 60s. She was also inducted into the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame and won an Emmy for her contributions to the arts. In 1980, she made headlines again when she successfully sued Greyhound bus lines after a security guard mistakenly assaulted her, winning a $60,000 settlement. Choosing a modest life, she retired to a small town outside Augusta, Georgia, where she lived quietly. McQueen's legacy is one of talent, intellect, and unwavering self-determination. She refused to be confined by the roles society tried to place on her, using her voice and career to challenge expectations and open doors for those who came after her. Her story reminds us all to stand firm in who we are, to embrace our own journeys, and to make sure our names are spoken with pride. So my name is Makia like the car, McQueen like butterfly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Schofield is recognized for an afternoon order.
Well, good afternoon, colleagues. I was hoping that the members from the page desks would step in, and that is Rita, Lori, Carol, and Marcy. And I wanted everyone to know that sometimes it's the little things that make a huge difference. So on your page sheet, I had asked them at the beginning of the session if they would just add a slot in here for email. Most of the time we have the calling numbers, but it's really more helpful if we were to have an email address for those that come in and page us. So I want to publicly thank them for acknowledging and putting that slot of email on this side and the Senate side to make our lives so much easier. Thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, I yield the well.
Representative Cannon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to let you all know that today is Forestry Day at the Capitol. On your desk, you'll see a new custom wooden name badge. I worked on them all late last night, and also an invite for our legislative reception this afternoon at the depot. I would encourage you to bring someone with you to the depot this afternoon. A few quick facts about forestry in our state. Georgia is the #1 forestry in the state and the nation. We have 22 million acres of commercially available private timberland, more than any other state. With 2 out of every 3 raindrops falling on Georgia landing in our forest lands, our forests are one of the most significant factors affecting our water quality and quantity. An estimated 47 Georgia counties are ranked as critically dependent, very dependent, or moderately dependent on the forest products industry in terms of employment. The forestry industry provides over $41 billion in overall annual economic impact to our state. The forestry industry provides over 143,000 jobs in indirect and direct employment in Georgia. The forest land in our state suffered near catastrophic losses during Hurricane Helene. Many forest families lost thousands of acres of 30-year-old trees, and many will have to start completely over with very little to show for the past 30 to 40 years of investment. You will see some legislation pertaining to some of our farm and forestry industry this session, and I urge you to support it. These folks are the backbone of rural Georgia and our agricultural industry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.
Forestry Day. You got a few pine trees yourself, I think. Good stuff. Appreciate your afternoon order. Representative Martinez and friend, Representative Donatucci, recognized for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. Mr. Speaker, as y'all would say, it's a great day to be a Georgian, but it's also a good day to be an American. Mr. Speaker, last week our great President Donald Trump signed No Men and Women Sports Executive Order into law. You were there, Mr. Speaker, to witness this historic event, surrounded by girls and women athletes from all walks of life. President Trump said, "The war on women's sports is over. Any school receiving taxpayer dollars and letting men take over women's teams or dressing in their locker rooms will be investigated for Title IX and lose federal funds." 2 days after that, Mr. Speaker, the NCAA announced its new policy prohibiting male athletes from participating in women's sports competition, reversing a prior policy under the previous administration. For that reason, Mr. Speaker, it's a great day to be a Georgian. Thank you.
Thank you. The order is that members come to the well and express their opinions this afternoon. That works from both sides of the opinions, and we've done that quite often, and we'll continue to do just that. Okay, we have some announcements, but first we have some business of this House to attend to. For what purpose does Representative Bell rise? He withdrew. For what purpose does Representative Scott rise?
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. I rise to have House Bill 19, House Bill 22, House Bill 24, and House Bill 23 withdrawn.
She needed to do it separately.
Representative Scott, we've got to do them one at a time, so let's start with your motion on House Bill 19, and then we'll go on to the next. Is there any objections? Hearing none, House Bill 19 has been withdrawn. The lady is recognized to speak to her motion on House Bill 22. The lady is recognized.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I'd like for House Bill 22 to be withdrawn.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, House Bill 22 has been withdrawn. The lady is recognized now to speak to House Bill 24.
Mr. Speaker, I would like for House Bill 24 to be withdrawn.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, House Bill 24 has been withdrawn. And I apologize to the lady. I skipped over 23. The lady is recognized to speak to House Bill 23.
Mr. Speaker, I would like for House Bill 23 to be withdrawn.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, House Bill 23 has been drawn. Thank you, Representative. We'll move on to announcements now. Chairman Jaspers is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know that transportation is dear to your heart, is it not? Oh, he's talking. Well, I know it is. We have a transportation meeting today at 1 o'clock or thereafter. You know, I know we've got caucus meetings and Farm Bureau and a lot going on. There are 42 members of the Transportation Committee. I need 22 of y'all to show up so we can get our rules started. You'll pass the rules for the committee and the road naming. I know those are very interested in all those. So we're in 341 at 1 o'clock. I hope to see you there. I need you to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Jasmine Clark is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Gwinnett delegation will meet tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. in 514 CLOB for our delegation meeting. We have a lot of business to go over, so I look forward to seeing members of the Gwinnett delegation tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Martinez do you have an announcement? Gentleman's recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a small business development meeting tomorrow, 8 o'clock sharp, room 506. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Chairman Williamson. Representative Bruce Williamson is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As was mentioned a little bit earlier, I know that we've got a lot of conflicts, but we have the House Majority Caucus luncheon in room 403. If you would, members of the Majority Caucus, please show up. I know some of you might have to slip out a little bit early and go on down to the Farm Bureau luncheon, but immediately upon adjournment, we'll be convening in 403. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Parsons recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, thank you, Speaker. Energy Utilities and Telecommunications, otherwise known as EUT, much easier to say, will meet today at 3 o'clock p.m. in room 403 here at the Capitol. We'll have presentations on where broadband stands in the state from the Office of Broadband here at the Capitol, and also from some of the providers. We're also going to assign some bills and resolutions. If you have a bill or resolution, just a brief presentation on it, explanation what your bill does would be good. 3 o'clock, room 403 here at the Capitol. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Townsend is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a reminder, 1 week from tonight is the Low Country Boil down at the depot. Brunswick, Golden Isles, Chamber of Commerce, and community will be here. You are definitely invited. Looking forward to seeing you. It's going to be a great day next Tuesday. Thank you.
A lot of folks driving a long way to be here, so let's go down and join them. Brunswick, Golden Isles at depot tonight. Representative Taylor is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies of the Women's Legislative Caucus, we are meeting immediately upon adjournment in room 230 CAP. Lunch will be served, and we have a very, very important meeting because we are planning our event for next month, so look to see you all there immediately after the session. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Josh Bonner is recognized for an announcement, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Defense and Veteran Affairs Committee today at 2 p.m., room 506 CLOB. We have 2 important bills to hear, so we need the full committee to show up. Thank you.
Chairman Dickey is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The House Agricultural and Consumer Affairs Committee will have their weekly meeting in 606 CLOB, 8 o'clock in the morning. We got multiple bills to consider. Hope you'll be there.
Thank you, sir. Representative Tyler Paul Smith, a new dad. New dad.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. That was not what I was getting up here for, but thank you nonetheless, Mr. Speaker.
Tip's dad. Tip's dad. Yeah, that's what you're going to be known as from now on.
I'm good with it, Mr. Speaker. I've been called a whole lot worse. Baby's doing good. Hopefully have him out in a few days. But, Mr. Speaker, your House Judiciary Non-Civil Committee will meet at 3 o'clock this afternoon or upon adjournment of Judiciary Civil Committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair Lady Cooper. Representative Sharon Cooper is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Public and Community Health Committee will meet today at 2 o'clock in room 606 LOB. So we will be meeting today at 2 o'clock. Public Health and Community will meet. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That concludes our announcements. Members, if you have a page today, you need to join them and me, your page down up front so we can take page photos. That completes our business for the day. The majority leader of this House is recognized for, wait a minute. Pause.
The system's frozen.
Mr. Chairman, when you get some power there, we'll hear your motion. You may have to come up here and make it. Or go to the well. Yeah. That'd be great. Little technical difficulty.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 12th, 2025.
On the motion of the Majority Leader that this House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. Wednesday, February the 12th, 2025. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. It's getting closer all the time. Y'all keep working. The ayes clearly have it. This House is adjourned.